What if I told you that your phone knows more about you than your best friend? It's a pretty wild thought, right? I mean, think about it, our phones are with us everywhere we go, and they're constantly collecting data about our habits, our interests, and our lives. It's like having a permanent shadow, but instead of following you, it's leading the way, gathering information that can be used to predict your next move. I've been thinking a lot about this lately, and it's got me wondering, how much do we really know about what's going on behind the scenes? I mean, we all know that big tech companies like Google and Facebook are collecting our data, but what are they doing with it? Are they using it to improve our experiences, or are they using it to manipulate us in some way? It's hard to say, but one thing's for sure, our data is being used to fuel the AI tracking that's happening all around us. And that's a pretty scary thought, if you ask me. I mean, think about it, AI is basically a super smart computer program that can learn and adapt on its own. It's like a robot that can figure out what you want before you even know you want it. But what happens when that robot is using your own data against you? It's like having a stalker, but instead of following you around, it's watching your every move from the comfort of its own digital lair. But here's the thing, it's not just our phones that are collecting data. It's our laptops, our tablets, even our smart home devices. They're all connected, and they're all talking to each other, sharing information about us and our habits. It's like a big web of surveillance, and we're all caught up in it. And once you start to think about it, it's hard not to feel a little paranoid. As I've been learning more about this, I've started to think about all the ways that data privacy is being compromised. I mean, we're constantly being asked to share our personal info online, our names, our addresses, our credit card numbers. And we do it because we want to access certain services or buy certain products. But what happens to that info once we've shared it? Is it being stored safely, or is it being used for who knows what? It's a pretty scary thought, when you think about it. And then there's the issue of AI bias. I mean, if the data that's being used to train these AI systems is biased in some way, then the system itself is going to be biased. It's like trying to build a house on a faulty foundation, it's just not going to be stable. And that's a problem, because these systems are being used to make decisions about us, about our creditworthiness, our employability, even our likelihood of committing a crime. As we navigate this complex world of data and surveillance, it's worth thinking about how it all works. I mean, imagine you're at a coffee shop and you order a latte. The barista asks you for your name, and you tell them. They write it on the cup, and then they hand it to you. But what if the coffee shop was also tracking your order, what you got, how much you paid, and when you came in? That's basically what's happening with our data, but instead of a coffee shop, it's a huge network of companies and governments that are all collecting and sharing our info. And it's not just about the companies, either. I mean, our governments are also using AI tracking to monitor our behavior. It's like a big brother, watching our every move. And that's a pretty uncomfortable feeling, when you think about it. I mean, we're supposed to have a right to privacy, but what happens when that right is being eroded by the very people who are supposed to be protecting us? But even with all these concerns, I have to admit, I'm still pretty fascinated by the potential of AI. I mean, think about all the good it could do helping us solve complex problems, making our lives easier and more convenient. It's like having a super smart assistant, always available to help us out. And that's a pretty exciting thought, when you think about it. As I've been learning more about this, I've started to realize just how much we're all connected. I mean, it's not just about our own personal data, it's about the data of all the people around us, too. It's like a big web of relationships, all intertwined and interdependent. And when we start to think about it that way, it's hard not to feel a sense of responsibility to ourselves, to each other, and to the world around us. So what can we do, exactly? I mean, it's not like we can just opt out of the whole system, we need our devices, and we need the internet. But we can start to think more carefully about how we're using them, and what we're sharing. We can use encryption, and VPNs, and all sorts of other tools to protect our data. And we can start to demand more from the companies that are collecting our info, more transparency, more accountability, and more respect for our privacy. And as we move forward, it's worth thinking about the bigger picture. I mean, what kind of world do we want to create? A world where our data is used to control us, or a world where it's used to empower us? It's a pretty fundamental question, when you think about it. And it's one that we all need to be thinking about as we navigate this complex and ever-changing landscape. As I've been reflecting on all this, I've started to realize just how much my own perspective has shifted. I mean, I used to think that the benefits of AI outweighed the risks, but now I'm not so sure. It's like I've been waking up to a whole new world, and it's a world that's both exciting and terrifying. And I think that's a feeling that a lot of us can relate to, as we try to make sense of this crazy, complicated world we're living in. And that's why I think it's so important to keep talking about this stuff, to keep exploring, and questioning, and seeking out new information. It's like trying to solve a puzzle, and the puzzle is our own understanding of the world. And as we work to solve it, we'll start to see a clearer picture emerge, a picture of a world that's both beautiful and flawed, and a world that's full of possibilities. So as we look to the future, I think we need to start asking some harder questions. I mean, what are the implications of all this AI tracking, and how is it going to shape our world? Are we going to be able to balance the benefits of AI with the risks, or are we going to lose control of the whole thing? And what happens when we do? What happens when our data is used against us, and we're no longer in control of our own lives? As I've been thinking about all this, I've started to wonder, are we sleepwalking into a surveillance state, or are we waking up to a new era of transparency and accountability? It's a question that I think we all need to be asking ourselves, as we navigate this complex and ever-changing world. And it's a question that I'd love to hear your thoughts on. What do you think the future holds, and how can we make sure that our data is being used for good, not evil? So as we move forward, I think it's time for us to start taking control of our own data, and our own lives. We need to be aware of the risks, and we need to be proactive about protecting ourselves. And we need to keep asking questions, and seeking out new information, as we try to make sense of this crazy, complicated world we're living in. And if you're as curious as I am, and you want to stay up to date on all the latest developments in AI and tech, then be sure to subscribe to this channel, where we'll be exploring all the latest news and trends in the world of technology.